All right, guys. So today is Tuesday. This is the first full week in December, and we're getting started. It is cold, guys. We have a cold morning going. We got up earlier. It was 34 degrees. It's 39 now, and in the south, that's cold. I mean, this is going to be a cold day. It's not supposed to get any higher than like 51 today, so it's going to be a cold one. But we got it. We got things lined up. I got 8 that I got to get done today. And again, you know, this is what we do. We do lawn care. Lawn care is what we do. And the subdivision where I'm going to be working today, again, I said it before, we're trying to create a culture of lawn care. So, you know, this is nothing new. But my question for the video, and I'm not sure if I answered it already, but the question is, what do you do during the winter months? And I mean for money-wise. How do you get through the winter? Here, our fall and winter is November, December, January, and February. But our winter months are December, January, and February. So we don't have a long winter, or it's long enough for me, but those are the months we have. But when you're looking at 3, 4 months or 5 months, that's a long way to go if you're doing lawn care full time. Yeah, you have some work, but I mean, how much work do you have during the winter months? So my question is, how do you get through the winter? Do you have enough stash that you can get to the winter? I mean, to the spring, or do you go find a part-time job, or do you have a full-time job? I really want to know what the full-time guys do. You know, so leave that in the comments and tell me, because I would like to know that. Me, I'm trying to create enough work in the wintertime where I just work straight through and nothing changes. That's my goal, and I think I'm gonna get that this one. I might. But leave that in the comments. I need everybody to jump in on that. Russ over at Gwinnett, I need to tell me what you're doing for the winter. How you doing it? My man, Johnny, Blades of Grass. I know you listen. Talk to me. Tell me what you do during the winter months. Big J, Big P over in Atlanta, Georgia. Farrah Chapman. Tell me what you're doing. Jeff Lawn Care. Tell me what you're doing, Jeff. Talk to me. Let me know. I want to know. How do you do it? How do you go through the winter? Oscar Lawn Care is what we do. Enjoy the video. All right, so I made it to my first property. It's 9:30, and I've done all my edging. Got all my edging done, all my string trimming. I'm gonna get it mowed. All right, guys, so as you can see, I'm getting ready to unload the trailer, and I'm gonna get my mower started and let them warm up uh, slightly a bit. Now, when I do, uh, what I do in the mornings before I leave, I'll start my mowers up, all my string trimmers, and just let them kind of warm up, because you don't get somewhere, get to where you're going, and then that stuff not, get there and your lawnmower won't start, or your string trimmer won't start. So I always start that stuff up before you leave the house. And for this one, I'm going to use the T-Mac, because this is a big, wide open lawn, and it doesn't have any kind of shrubbery, doesn't have any beds, so I can just jump on the T-Mac and just take off and just kind of go with it. And that's what's going to happen. I'm going to do this one with the T-Mac. Now, believe it or not, I just got the T-Mac out of the shop. I ended up having to put a start on it, and that's the first time I've done anything to it since I got it. I got the T-Mac in 22, and hadn't done anything to it. And I this year for 24, I think I used it a bit more than I did any other the year before. So I'm gonna get everything ready, and I'm gonna jump on this lawn and get it done. So I'm gonna get this bad boy bagged off, and I'm gonna get started on this lawn. Now this particular lawn, this again, guys. Uh, we get back to talking about, and I'm continually getting questions about winter work. How do you get it? And, this, that, and the other. This is one that's this one is once a month, if I'm getting it right. I think this one is a once a month. Uh, it's once a month from November, December, January, February, and then it goes back to bi-weekly in March. Now, sometime they'll want it done weekly when the season starts, but most of the time it's bi-weekly. So I'm going to do a complete, I'm going to do the back. Now, when I'm doing a lawn, I usually go and I do the back first. And the reason I do that because to me, you always want to end up uh, in the front when you finish because that's where your trailer is. Just as food for thought. But again, getting back to uh, what are you doing for the for the winter lawn season? Are you gonna continue to work? Are you gonna get another job? Are you going to do you have another job? And I guess I'm talking to the guys that are trying to be full time or that are full time because you gotta think about it. You gotta make it through the winter months, and so this time of the year can be tough, it can be challenging, but you can do it. You can get to work and you can make it through the winter, you know. So um the way I look at it, when March rolls around, I start then preparing for the winter months because you know the winter months are coming. You know they're coming. And so what you have to do is start preparing then. When you get those new properties, start setting yourself up for, well, here where we are, our winter is mainly, we usually get November. We usually do a full month in November. But our winter months are usually December, January, and February. So we have 3 months. But you just think about if you have 4 or 5 months, like I'm sure some of the guys further up north, they have probably 4 or 5 months. And that's a long time. That's a long time to have to struggle and make it through, until your season starts. So leave it in the comments and tell me what it is you guys do. Tell me how you do it. Tell me how you make it to the next year. And so, all the time, guys, you can't count on just leaf work because here where I am, our leaves now in December are really starting to fall. You have all of the month of December. But come the 1st of January, the first week of January, your trees are bare. So then, once the trees are bare, the grass is completely dormant. Your regular grass. Now here where we are, I usually I have a lot of clients that want the winter vegetable. I have a lot of clients that want winter vegetable. And we pretty much live on that. And so, again, if you're not doing that, do you have yards lined up that you can do in the winter months? And that's the tail of the tape because see, once the leaves stop falling in January, I don't know how they do where you are, but here in January they will stop falling. You won't have any more leaf work other than the lawns that they haven't done anything to the lawn all winter. And then if somebody like that calls you, then they're gonna put you in a real situation where when a tree is bare and every leaf is on the ground. I personally don't like to fool with those. I will do them, but you know, you're gonna sit here and wait until every leaf is on the ground, then you're gonna have to pay for that. But again, leave it in the comments to tell me how you make it through the winter. Do you go get a job? Do you have a full-time job? Or do you plan to do lawn care straight through the winter? Leave that in the comment. Enjoy the video. All right, so I just finished that one, and still cool. Uh, these properties, these are the properties that you're looking for. These are the clients that you're looking for. You saw that yard was not bad. Uh, your fescue is coming up, but your Bermuda, the last video, the last week, the Bermuda was still green. Your regular grass was still green. We had a big frost this weekend. Started last week. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we had frost. Each one of those. As a matter of fact, we had frost this morning. Wasn't a heavy frost, but it was frost. Windshields were had frost on them. So, you know, it doesn't take long once the frost falls. The next day or so, like the frost fell Thursday, started falling that Thursday morning. By Saturday, the Bermuda was like you see it now. And the centipede and the St. Aug and the grasses that we get here, they are now in a dormancy stage. They are. And like I said before, the winter is setting in. And so this is it. You're in the heart of the winter season. Let's get through it and let's talk about it. Tell me what you're doing. All right, so when you're doing lawns, guys, and this is the way you sell your business. When people give you full run of the lawn, they're not going to come out and do anything. You're going to do everything. You have to be creative. Look at the lawn and see what you can do. Now, I've been doing this lawn here for about 5 years, and I looked at it one day and decided, these trees, I can take them and kind of decorate them a little bit. So I went around and I put me a big wide edge on it and just cleaned up around that tree. Look at the difference. And I did all 3 of them like that. And now the owners love it, and they always want to know how you're going to clean around the trees. Talk, man, I am. And there's the finish on that one. And I'm headed to the next one. There it is. All right, guys, so I just finished that one, and I did the one across the street, and I also did 2 back that way, so I did 4. It took me about 45 minutes to do all 4 of them. So headed on down the street, I got 3 more down the street, and then that'll do it for me today. And it's 1 o'clock right now, so making pretty good time. As you can see, I'm running solo. So, and you know, with the grass going dormant and the fescue getting ready to really make its move, it's not as much to do when you go to the lawns. Let me keep it moving. All right, guys, so today is Wednesday, and we we've done all we could do for the day. We did a total today of 6. And then it started to drizzling. The rain is in the forecast today. It's supposed to rain the rest of the day, but it's the last one we did. It was dripping rain a little bit, but this time of the year you can't afford to stay out there and get wet. You know, next morning you won't be able to breathe. So the goal for the day was to try and get today's done, and we had about 7 for tomorrow. We were going to try to knock all of them out, but the other, what we have for tomorrow is the next little town up the street, and so it's about a mile up the road, mile or 2 up the road. So I'm not going to drive over there and it started raining by the time we get halfway there, and then rain us out when we get there and just have a wasted trip. So I'm not going to do that. So we're just going to call it today. It's 135, 140, something like that. We're going to call it a day and take it to the house, and we'll pick up tomorrow. All right, guys, so today is Thursday. We didn't get out until late yesterday today we got out late because it rained yesterday, all the way into the night, till around 1 or 2 in the morning. We just did this one. And the fescue is coming to life. We did this one where the truck is. And you might say, "Oh, Johnny, that one looks kind of dumb." Yeah, because it is. It's got some fescue. Just hadn't come up yet, but yeah. We just did that one. All right, we just came up the street and we're doing this one. I'll be back with the finish. All right, guys, here's the finish. And yeah, you might say, well, they didn't look like they needed a whole lot. Well, it's not about whether they need a whole lot or not. It's the agreement. And then you have to look at the individual, this property and the last 2 properties. Does it take a certain type of individual for you to get agreement like this? This is a yard fanatic. See how clean her beds are? This time of year, she wants that kept like that year round. This type of person thinks like you think. This is who you're looking for. These last 3. We got 2 more after this. All right, so we got this one done. Cleaned up. And again, I said it once in another video, during this time of the year, your services change. So we're not just mowing grass now. We are mowing grass, but we're doing work like this. And see, that's cleaned up now. And that's what that client is looking for. That keeps you working. All right, guys, and here's our next one. It's just right up the street from the one we just did. And this one, as you can see, the fescue. Normally, in some of the lawns, you have to come back and do some fill-in spaces. But on this one, I'm not filling in anything. This one's gonna be nice. Let me see what I can make it look like. We'll bring you back a finish. And you can see they got leaves. Just about everywhere you go, you're gonna have some degree of leaves during this time of the year. And there it is. Cleaned up, fescue mode. Now, one thing about this fescue is you got to understand, you can cut this as low as you want to cut it. Doesn't matter. I cut that on 2 1/4 because next week it'll be back up. So this one is a bi-weekly. We're going on to the next one. So we have a quick pine straw install here at a local church. We're going to pine straw around that sign, down that line. And these 3 trees. And all the way down. And there it is, pine straw install is done. And this time we wrapped it all the way around to the front door. And around the marquee. We're moving on to the next one. Headed across the river.